Let's go.
What's up, everybody? I am Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of all streets. I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday, and we are back for round two because you can't get enough of my smiling face that I have to do it twice. 3 days a week. I do this twice, 5 days a week. We're here no matter what. 2 of the other days, I only do it once, and then we also put out a podcast. Hope all of you are having a good one. As I said, before we get started, subscribe to the channel and tackle the like button. I don't know how you're going to do that. You might have to step back and jump at your keyboard, but tackle it. Tackle that like button, guys. So listen, the market is chopping sideways, somewhat boring, but that does not mean we can't look at charts and look for some future setups. As you know, anytime you have ever engaged with me, I do not give signals. I give setups. What does that mean? It means that a signal is when someone says, hey, buy this now, and gets you to FOMO into something. What I do is I try to look for trades in advance, tell you what could happen on a chart, and it becomes an if-then situation. If this happens, then you might consider this trade if that fits your system and you have proper risk management. So the good news is we can look for potential setups and levels even when the market is bad. Because right now, I'm not at all personally looking to take altcoin trades. I think that the market is shaky. Global markets are tripping. And so just not the time. Sometimes it's better to just sit on your hands, but get your charts ready. Start looking for things that might get you excited. How do I choose the charts on a Wednesday? Charts going up on a Wednesday. Yeah, I don't choose them. The subscribers to my newsletter, they choose them. Every single Wednesday, I put in a form in the newsletter in the morning and say, hey, guys, request your charts. My assistant picks the most popular 25. Sometimes we get like 60, 70 requests. And that's how I choose what I'm looking at. So do not spam the chat. Do not go on Twitter and start saying XRP, or whatever your favorite coin is. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to pick random ones. We have it already selected and ready to go. Guys, use risk management. Don't just FOMO into things because you see it on a live stream or someone mentions it on Twitter. You're going to get wrecked. Even if it's a really good trade and a really good entry, the person who posted it probably has a very different expectation, different strategy. They may not update it. If you jump into a trade because some influencer posts a trade, how do you know when they exited? How do you know if their stop loss hit? How do you know when they took profit? There's no way to know because they're not going to update it for you. That's not their job. It's your job to come up with a system and then take the information from what people share with you, like myself and others, and do with it as you may. I don't hate XRP. It's just funny to make fun of. It's fun to make fun of. I don't even hate Gary Gensler. He's just fun to make fun of. It's just really fun to make fun of. So guys, we're going to go ahead and dive in. I'm not even going to look at Bitcoin because boring. And we looked at it this morning. So we're going to start with the first request. If you've been a regular here, you know that I alphabetize them and we go in order. But what comes before A in the alphabet? Nothing but numbers. And there's one coin. There's one coin to rule them all that starts with a number. And that one coin is 1 inch. That sounds like a rap song. Only got one coin, one song, 1 inch, right? One mic, that's Nas. All I need is one mic. Okay. Well, all I need is 1 inch. All I need is 1 inch, said no man ever in history. The problem with 1 inch is it could even like go up 4 times in value, and then it would still only be 4 inch. Oh, I can't help it with the 1 inch jokes. It's just impossible. It's impossible. Okay, so let's take a look at 1 inch. I think this line, let's take a look at 1 inch. That's what she said. But seriously though, guys, seriously, let's take a look at 1 inch. So let's see where this line's coming from. Let me go ahead and clean this chart up. Let's see what we got. You know what's actually jumping out at me right now, which is sort of interesting. So first of all, we obviously have this range. How do you draw this range? You take the major low from the drop, and then the reactive high, that bounce, which is usually around 50%. We can take a look, see if I'm right. It's not going to be exactly 50%, but it's usually about 50%. 38.2 in this case. But sometimes you get that reactionary bounce up to 50%. We can go ahead and get rid of those fibs. But that is interesting. That's exactly at the 38.2 fib that of this move down. So I'm going to actually keep those. Those are interesting. That's interesting. What's jumping out at me now is not exactly that we're ranging here, but that because we got this sweep down here of the lows, that we kind of have a potential. I talked about what could potentially happen. Probably won't happen. Potentially, though, could happen. Sort of, oh, wow, that the magnet tool locked in on that. We have this sort of potential inverse head and shoulders, right? Completely meaningless unless this line breaks. That's the neckline of the pattern. You have a shoulder, you have increasing volume here in the shoulder, head, increasing volume down in the head. You would need to see increasing volume through here. A lot of people don't know, just drawing the pattern doesn't matter. Volume actually confirms a head and shoulders or an inverse head and shoulders. So you would need to see increasing volume on that breakout. But right now, there's nothing to see here with 1 inch. And if you're trading it even more locally, this is what you're looking for. Like I said, setups, not signals. Draw that 1, 2, 3 touches, almost a fourth. Maybe put an alarm on this line. Listen, I'll go ahead and do it just so I'll know. Alarm on that line. If that line breaks, you have your signal that you're potentially heading up and out. Really, you need to flip the range up here at $4 or so would be the real signal, or this line. And both those are kind of in the same area. Right now, nothing to do with 1 inch. Said every woman ever when faced with 1 inch. I always I just stop requesting 1 inch or spell it different so I don't have to put it at the very beginning. We always have to put it at the beginning. Aave, USDT, A to the V to the E, charting this coin against USDT. Same idea. We've got this range right here. And again, all these coins, well, that we just looked at, this had that kind of weird sweep down here too. And now again, also has a breakdown of the EQ, right? That this dash line, that center line, that's not automatically generated. It's the 50% level in the middle of that range. We call it the equilibrium, right? So if you lose it, we look in range high, swept the low, flipped it, rejected at the range highs again here. So your expectation here actually would be that you break once you broke down here. The breakdown doesn't matter that it went a little bit above and maybe come back down here. So I'd be looking for an entry personally. I'm not saying it will happen, but I'd be looking for an entry where I'd be interested as a trader is around $208, right at the bottom of this range, even if it's swept. Otherwise, the real trade here that you want, the safest trade, even though you saw it fail here, would be a break above the high of the range and then flipping it up. This doesn't even have a very clear descending line. I don't love this right now. And it also already kind of did the inverse head and shoulders thing and didn't really play out. Although technically this would have been the neckline. So it's actually not that. It did play out and actually did relatively well. Anywho, that's Aave USDT. I don't really see much. I'd be bidding if you're in. First of all, let me be even more clear. You're asking for the chart, so I'm assuming you're interested. So I'm saying if you're looking for an entry on this coin, this is what I would do. I'm not personally interested in either of those. Nothing here is jumping out at me. Like I would just pass this chart on and not look at it again for a while. Alpha, well, that played out. There's an inverse head and shoulders, broke the neckline, retested it as support, and okay, got to 150 with a target of 160, pretty damn close. That's an example right there, right? Inverse head and shoulders. Increased volume around the breakout right here. Oh, actually, this is the breakout. Sorry. Increased volume around the breakout here, and then an increase in volume again when it was tested as support. See, major drop, bounce almost to the 50%. We're going to get rid of that too. We don't even need any of this now at this point. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think that's important. Okay, so we had the inverse head and shoulders, breakout on volume, almost reached its target, got to 151. The target was 160. Pretty good. Pretty good. Now we want to see what's going to happen next. And you're going to see a lot. We're going to see a lot of these, by the way. I always draw the top line. It pays to draw the bottom line as well. Bitcoin looks the same. And you're going to see USDT pairs are going to generally reflect what's going on with Bitcoin, right? That's how it works. You have this descending wedge. Still, I think you lost this key area here. So maybe you travel in this wedge. So your signal, once again, I'm just going to keep setting alarms because I don't have to open these charts ever again. If the alarm never goes off, I'd never have to open the chart again. That's how you can, everyone's like, how do you track so many coins? I don't. When I do things like this, I'll set alarms and then I never look at them again. If the alarm goes off, I'll open it back up, see what's happening. Yeah, I would wait for a break of that line, certainly to be back above 96 cents for now. A lot of these coins look like they've broken support levels. XS, over $2 billion on Axie Infinity in the game economy. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, this broke out and retested. This looks really good to me. Looks like it should be heading back to 94, right? Broke resistance. That's a pretty strong resistance too. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 candles touched it. It's very much a confirmed resistance. Split it on the break. Increased volume, although nothing like over here. But look how flat volume was here. Then volume went up, right? Increased volume on the break. Almost a retest. You can count that as a retest and heading up. This is very simple. You're late. You're a little late. You could have gotten in at $60, $58. And listen, if we're going to be super honest, let's go in on the 4 hour and take a look at what this looks like just to get a little more granular. Okay. Sometimes you just want to drill into the 4 hour. This is when I use the 4 hour. So look, that was 2 touches right there. All this, that's nice. Again, this was actually a descending wedge, right? That's the real pattern. Break to the upside, which targets the top of the wedge, or you can use the depth of the wedge from the breakout. Usually ends up being almost exactly the same. This is a very key level it's at. So look at all this price action, right? So you could have had like, maybe there's a few ways you could look at it. You could say, hey, this was like a big ass range and then just pull it, right? This range. See how much price action's in there. We again have the inverse head and shoulders thing going on. 1, 2, 3, sort of a complex head and shoulders. But look at this level, this area, strong resistance, right? 1, 2, 3, almost 4 kind of here. If you're wondering about the inverse head and shoulders, I'm just going to show you everything I'm looking at on a chart. First of all, an inverse head and shoulders, this qualifies a little less than some of the others. It's a bottoming pattern. Some people will say it's for continuation. It's not. I think this counts as a bottom because of the drop. But if you look at it in context, we're kind of, we're not like bottoming here. But you had this major drop. So now you're looking at that. And the neckline is right around where it is. I mean, it would be slightly descending like this, So if this is the left shoulder, you could even call this the left shoulder. So it'd be something, it'd basically be this area, right? Something like this, right around where we are. Everything about this looks good at the moment. The only thing that could change that is Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin crashes, this going down on the USDT pair. Bitcoin still rules the market. It can wreck any altcoin setup. But especially if you flip 72.29 right here, break above, retest, this should be heading back to 94.67. I'm going to even write that one down. Just check it again tomorrow when the newsletter time comes and see if it's looking decent at all. Come over here, see what's happening in the comments. CJ do work. I always read you as DJ do work. Hit the like button though. Always here. I love that you guys are always here. What? Someone just asked me if I ever do Coti. Literally the next chart. Literally the next chart right here. Just going through your comments a little bit, loving this format, learning a lot, listening to your thought process around the technicals. That's what I want out of this Poly G. I do not want people showing up and going, holy crap, I can't believe he just talked about this coin. I should buy it. That's not how this works. What I want is for you to be able to look at how I approach it. Doesn't mean that's the way you should approach it, but look at how I approach the market. Use that information, take whatever you don't understand and meld that into your own system and use it. No one can trade the exact same as anyone else, right? You can't just take someone's system and pretend it's yours because it doesn't work for you. Everyone has a different financial situation. Everyone has a different pain tolerance. Everyone has a different emotional situation, ability to approach markets. You have to define what kind of trader you are and stick with it. So many people try to be like, I'm going to scalp the 1 hour chart, but also take swing trades, but also be an investor, but also take whatever. When you're a beginner, you need to really define what kind of trades you want. The slower, the better, in my opinion. So day trading probably out, and just be patient and only take those specific trades that fit your system. That's it. That's it. Dr. Dipple would like you to know he's a psychic because he can see the tabs with the names of the charts. That's right. Dr. Dipple is smart because he reads good. Here we are with Coti. This is it. I drew it. It's all happening. Yeah, I mean, mega massive. This is, I'm assuming a lot of this has to do with the ADA summit and them saying that they're creating the JED stablecoin. JED. I went through this. You've already seen the video. The JED stablecoin with Cardano. I'm going to mute you guys because I'm going to sneeze in a minute, but I'm not going to do it yet. Oh, I'm trying, fighting it. I want it to be free, but it's not coming out. First of all, massive bearish divergence on RSI, but that's inevitable when you get this overbought. But you do have a little more here. So we really need to see a real push. That's conflicting with the rest of my analysis. But in a vacuum, if you're not an RSI person, you want to see this close strong above the all-time high and flip it to support and then go into price discovery. This also reeks in a good way of a famous pattern that you might recognize. It looks a little bit like this, and then you get this, and then you get this. What is it? It's a cup and handle. It's a cup and handle. No, actually, it's a funny looking guy with really low ears. Jack-o'-lantern. It's a jack-o'-lantern with ears. No, it has a bit of a cup and handle vibe going on, right? So if that was the case, though, we would expect to get rejected here and form a handle, which usually comes in the form of a pennant or flag, and then you go up like that. So with that bearish divergence, as much as I like this, and listen, it could moon from here. Oh, bear div right there. Maybe it has a little hidden bullish divergence. Honestly, really hard to tell. It doesn't. That's higher. That's higher. I don't know. Maybe it gets rejected here, consolidates a bit, and then comes back down. That would be interesting to see what's going to happen there. But with that in mind, you can, if you're looking for ways to trade it, you would trade it, even a cup and handle, you would trade either the breakout of the handle or coming back up here to flip this neckline again. But just for, for your knowledge, you wouldn't want the handle to come back down more than roughly 50%. Once you go below 50%, it starts to get kind of funky. So, maybe something like this. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm trying to show you how you would trade something like this so that you can either trade it there or there, right? Or if you think it's going to hold, you can trade it bouncing off the bottom here, like around 50. That's the idea of a cup and handle, at least. If it forms one, I don't know. I mean, some would say that it kind of did it here, right? That it had the handle here, but technically the cup needs to be the same height on both sides if you follow the rules. Everyone has their own thing. Bottom line, this looks really good. The question is whether it's going to break out from here or whether it's going to consolidate a bit and break out after that. Dydx. I have no idea what crypto companies and DJs and musicians have against vowels. Dude, is it Dydx? Dydx? Dodix? Dudix? Dadix? Dydx? Dydx? I have no idea, man. Anyone? Or is it just DYDX? Is it already? Yeah. Kill my eyes with all this whiteness. I don't know if that's a statement of my skin or my charts, but cool. Dydx? That's the last thing I would have thought. Last thing. The handle is already formed, in my humble opinion. That's fair on Coti. That's fair. But let's take a look at Dydx. Dydx. Ooh, P-Dydx. I got jokes. Okay, so first of all, I don't count any of this launch onto the exchange, but clearly you can't really chart something with this little price action. That's the first caveat here, but let's try for fun. I'm just trying to get some ideas here. I don't know if they're locking in. You're watching me just do this like live. I don't know what we're gonna find. I mean, I don't know. It looks bullish. Bottom line, first of all, it looks bullish. I mean, it's going up, right? So, this was a key level. If you're looking if you think price is going to drop and you're looking for an entry, you definitely want to bid that area. If you're going to be more aggressive, I would say here, this swing high, consolidate and break above. See, that's a little cup and handle, but it didn't handle. But that same kind of idea, is all over the place. They round out and head up. That's what you want to know. You've got a major volume spike and then descending volume, but that's okay when you have descending price. It means consolidation. Taking a look at RSI, you have a pretty significant bearish divergence and pretty overbought. I wouldn't buy this as a result of this, to be quite honest with you. That is not what I wanted to do at all. Just completely hit the wrong thing. That's a real bear div. Eventually, this is going to cool off. But listen, this Dydx is going up because people in China are moving to decentralized exchanges and are getting banned. So, take a chart with a grain of salt. But I would say once we get like RSI dropping like down here, maybe 50, right around here-ish, and we get a higher low on price and we get that hidden bullish divergence, I would start looking at this. I would really bid 1850. I don't know that this support holds. I would bid this area, maybe just above it. You have this sort of whole support right in here, but this area, see if that cools off a bit. This could just moon. Totally possible. But you want to see what happened on the last bear div? Just to give you an illustration. I mean, they're good signals, guys, right? That was the top. Kind of the same thing here and even more overbought. So I would expect that we see some retracement personally. ETC USD, Ethereum classic. Not really a classic at all. Not really a classic. It's not like it's a 90s track by a tribe called Quest. Gemini came out 1998 today. Crazy. How is that so old? Like, I still feel like Outkast is like a new rap group. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Outkast is like new. Not the case. Outkast is old school rap. Think about it this way. This always kills me when I think about things this way. What was it? 1998. So it's 23 years old. 23 years old since Gemini came out. Outkast. If you go to 1998 and you go back 23 years from there, you're listening to music from 1975. Like, that's how old, when Gemini came out, if you would be like, wow, this is something that's 23 years old, was music from 75. That's how old I am now. Shit. Hate that, but I love the album. I was born in 76, so it's crazy, but like, bro, 1998, man. 1998. And what's even crazier about that is I graduated college in 1999. I'm so old. Hey, what's up, Wim? Glad you're here, buddy. Glad you're here. What do you think about Shiba Inu? Cute dog. Very cute dog. dy/dx means derivatives in mathematics. That put a slash in it. Put a slash in it. I feeling okay? You mean me? You sound a bit down today. I've lost my voice. You guys, I think maybe you guys don't understand. Not you. So this is my daily schedule today. Woke up at 5. Late. Usually 4:30. Woke up at 5. Wrote the newsletter. Got that done around 8:30, 8:40. My kids were somewhere in there, but whatever. Nobody cares about that. Immediately worked with my team to get ready for the morning live stream. Did the morning live stream. 3 minutes after I got off the morning live stream, I had a 30-minute meeting, was talking the entire time. After that, recorded a video immediately from 10:30 to 11 o'clock. Took a 15-minute break. Did a podcast from 11:15 to 12:15. Ate lunch. Prepared for this and showed up. I never stopped talking. Like I'm just going all day. Never stops. Never stops. What were we on? Ethereum Classic. Classic. That's how I got into it. I was trying to remember, like, why am I talking about Outcast? Classic. Guys, my brain's different. Not gonna lie. So this is a bit of a pennant. Like this looks pretty good though. You know, this is once again, this was a break of the all-time high, sort of a retest here. Maybe it'll break down. It's hard to tell. If it does, I'd be looking back at this area. But yeah, listen, here's how you trade this. Doesn't even matter where support is, frankly. If it breaks this, think about it. If it doesn't, stay away. It's that easy. Yes, it's nice that it's right at the previous all-time high, but it's broken it. It's tested it. Now we have a new all-time high. So I wouldn't be taking that support. I would take this blue line. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Nobody cares about your daily routine either. I don't know. There's people here. People here. People here. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. You're in timeout, extrition. Enjoy your timeout. You can come back in 5 minutes and think about what you did. I'm not offended by you. I just think it's funny to put you in timeout. I think it's funny to put people in timeout. Is that funny? It's not funny. Is it funny? Kind of funny. All right. FET, same thing, man. All of these, this is when we should have seen the signals, right? We had seen all these coins all-time high, tested support, moon. Well, they started to fail. Started to fail a little bit. But I would say, yeah, break of this line. You know, we've got all these sort of bull flags or descent. We got a lot of descending wedges, man. No surprise. We had these huge moves. Look, that's a blow off top right there. Huge volume with a long wick, huge volume again, even longer wick. That was a top. I'm not saying that means we come all the way down here, but that's your sign it's over and you need to wait for consolidation to end. So I would check this blue line, see what happens if it breaks. Have at it. I'm offended by that idiot who is watching but claims he doesn't care. It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, you got to listen, my wife puts me in timeout. Not like go stand in the corner, but she'll be like, hey, man, you're wilding and you're talking a lot right now. Take a break. So look, I mean, I like this still, that line, but I can counter that with demand right here. This is FTT USDT, by the way. This is a key support area. And we're kind of right there, right? But this whole area, let's even just listen. This is how it works, right? Why did price stop here? Because of this. Like, look at all this price action here. You're unlikely to nuke right through that. That's either where you're going to bounce and go up or you're going to test it clearly and come back down. But that's a lot of price action, a lot of interest. When there's a lot of interest, there's orders left over and there's people looking for it to come back down. Tons of interest here. No surprises. Once again, maybe we wait. See, because like if Bitcoin drops or if these start to get wrecked, we're going to see drops. Everything's going to drop. Like you can tell these are all the same setup. It's all the same setup. Once again, this candle was, I wasn't saying it. I'm looking at this retroactively. I didn't say this at the time. A candle like this on this kind of volume, that's your signal that we're kind of near the top. We're seeing them on a lot of these coins, right? This crazy indecision, long wicks, people getting wrecked in both directions, long wick up top on volume. Now you see this descending volume, consolidating with descending price. If volume was rising here, if volume was going up, which it is a little bit right here, but if volume was generally like came here and like kept going up while price was going down, that's a downtrend. When volume is rising, whichever way price is going is confirmed by that volume. But when you see volume decreasing with price decreasing, that's consolidation. It's not bearish. Bearish trend is when you have increasing volume on the way down. Volume confirming price, right? Volume is the key to everything. Shows you how much real interest there is in whatever's happening at that price. So yeah, I'd be looking for, hate to be redundant, but a break of that blue line. And I still think that these are the key lines if we break down or go up. I would move this here, obviously. That's the story. Morning glory. HNT almost did the thing until everything got wrecked. Gonna clean these up. Getting mad. See, I get put in timeout. I just got a text from my wife. Come to my office when you're done. Not because I'm in trouble. She's not watching today. She has a meeting. See? Even grown men get put in your place sometimes. HNT. Yeah, got this line right here, same line, but this is still holding support. I like this anywhere above, this is on the Bitcoin pair, so above 0.000403. It's this line, that's pretty good. If not, I'd be looking down here, and we have this macro support. So listen, if this continues to drop, you're trading this is where I'd be looking, right? I'd be looking for one of these, break above, and head up. You want to test this blue line as support, that would be pretty sweet. A nice entry if that happens, or a break of this blue line. Simple. Let me get my right tool. I'm alarming everything right now, because if I wake up and like 30 of these have gone off, we'll know that it's getting to be party time. ICE USD, ICE baby. All right, stop, collaborate, and listen. ICE is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance. I went to see Vanilla Ice in concert in 1991, opening for MC Hammer, alongside other opening act and Vogue. But I'm going to be honest, I loved all those groups. I was kind of there for Vanilla Ice. Sad indictment of my childhood as like a white rap kid in suburban Florida. Here's what it is. So guys, there's not much price action here. We're only going back to May, but clearly this was the area. Anything above 276 was sort of the breakout of this accumulation. And now we have another flip of support. I think this looks like bullish consolidation should be heading up. I don't count this wick, like I said, so I would consider, listen, you either bought here or you want this, right? Because this would be a break of that high and move into price discovery. But in general, this just looks like a really good chart. The thing I don't like is there's not much volume now. There hasn't been in general. It's Bitfinex. I don't even know what ICE is. Iced tea is better than Vanilla Ice as wrapper. A drink also, but I would say that the best ice is obviously Ice Cube, right? Ice Cube. Yeah, I am kind of losing my voice here. What do we got? Ice. So yeah, I would take it over the 778. What the fuck is ice? It's science. It's what happens when water freezes. Science. Wait, I just saw a cool comment. I saw Digital Underground when Tupac was a backup ground dancer. Ha. People don't realize that. Like, was it same song he had his verse on? All around the world is the same song. That was like Tupac's first verse with Digital Underground. But he was like, they're like, carried their crates and was a backup dancer. And he kept being like, hey, man, you know, Shock G, leader of Digital Underground, also known as Humpty Hump. He just kept begging Shock G to put him on and let him rap. You let him rap that verse, and then Tupac became Tupac. Shock G is also the one who said, I'm Shock G, the one who put the satin on your panties. Never met a lover who could share me. That was on Tupac's song, I Get Around. Yo, what's up, love? How you doing? Well, I've been hanging, trying to do my thing. Oh, you heard that I was banging? Your homegirl you went to school with, that's cool, but did she tell you about her sister and her cousin? Thought I wasn't. The weekend was made for Michelob, but it's a Monday, my day. So just let me hit it, yo. We can keep it on the down low, as long as you know that I get around. Luna. Yeah, man. Tupac is a backup dancer. Tupac was a backup dancer. You ever seen, gotta look this up now. You ever seen, sorry, don't mean to interrupt it, like all your favorite heroes, funny photo. I'm looking up, yeah, this was, I'm gonna pull it up right here. This is like the most classic, like, oh, where'd it go? So it says my favorite picture of Dr. Dre, but I don't see it. Now it's not here. I'll show it to you one second. This was Dr. Dre like in his previous group. Do you see that? That was Dr. Dre. He was in a group that, look at him. Look at him. This is tough Dr. Dre, literally wearing a stethoscope. Dressed as some, like, look at this. Because they wanted to be like, he was like going to be like in one of these like 80s R&B groups. That's tough Dr. Dre. Gangster ass Dr. Dre right there. So good. So good. So good. Or what are we doing? Luna. Yeah, this looks like it could be forming a bit of a bullpen in here. Nothing bearish about this Luna chart, right? I mean, let's be honest, right? I mean, flips the all-time high to support and then consolidating above that. I mean, clearly the way you trade this, either you take that test, it has not come back. Well, it did right here. If you can get 2240 on the test here, sure, even though that would be a break of this. Pennants often become flags, guys. It's not bearish. Does that. If it breaks down, you look for it to form a flag. It does not become bearish, right? You still have this long flagpole. Right? Still have all of this. So even if it breaks down here, that doesn't violate the bull flag. So you got to be careful with bull pennants because you stop out below the support and it becomes an even more bullish pattern and heads up. This looks like a bull pennant for now. So once again, guys, top blue line. Got it. Boom. Matic, Bitcoin. Looks bad. Breaking support. Here we go. We're gonna start to lightning round these. Although, hey, maybe there's breaking out. We're gonna start lightning rounding these because they're all kind of the same. I'm gonna have an appointment to go to. About 20 minutes I need to leave for. That's the real answer. I have a life outside of YouTube, guys. Nobody believes it. You know what? Forget this support. I think, let's see. If this closes above this line, I think Matic's heading back up on the Bitcoin pair. USDT pair is going to look much the similar same. Okay? Let's alarm it. Let's do it. Still holding support as well. That's Matic USDT. Not that different. Not that different. Gonna come check out your comments real quick. Yeah, I mean, they're acting like they forgot about Dre. I clearly did not forget about Dre. Nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just a bunch of gibberish. Motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre. I remember when Dre wore a stethoscope. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, I'm looking cringe. Thank you. Wait, are you saying he wasn't? Dr. Dre is not an actual doctor. It's a complete lie. Complete lie. Complete lie. Yeah, I've watched the old videos of. Oh, that's what's cringe. Yeah, Dr. Dre DJing in an all leather suit. Yeah, dude, he was fire. All these dudes. Look at Ice-T. Like, you ever see them? Like, Ice-T is like gangster. Colors. I'm a nightmare walking. Like super gangster. Then you go back to the movie like Breakin' 2, and he's like the rapper in the like Melly Mel, like Furious 5, like leather, everything looks like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. Mirror USDT, I don't know what you are, but you look wrecked. Dang, dude, what did this coin do to the crypto gods to make them so angry? What is this thing? I don't know what mirror is, by the way. So MIR, is it even mirror? I'm just calling it that. Charting with the man in the mirror. Stupid joke. I don't know. That was a man in the mirror joke. Seems like after all the allegations, maybe Michael Jackson should have been the one looking at the man in the mirror. I love Michael. Man, it's hard for me, the whole Michael Jackson thing. Michael Jackson, like, sorry, I just love Michael Jackson's music, man. It's hard for me to separate the music from the man. And hey, I don't know if he did it. I don't know what he did. But fuck, man, Michael Jackson was my entire childhood. Much like many kids of the 90s might be like, damn, I Believe I Can Fly. R. Kelly, man, good music. Although all of our, like, Michael Jackson's songs were pure. Like, I'm talking with the man in the mirror and whatever. Like, R. Kelly was literally just like making songs about like having sex with underage girls. Like, how'd y'all not see that? Like, every one of his songs was like, my mind's telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. No, you know what he's talking about. You know what he's talking about. You know exactly what he's talking about. And it's not good. Not good. Listen, like, this is your last stand here, but really, I think you want to get over this blue line. I don't know. This is a pretty aggressive downtrend. That's your last support. Otherwise, you're in price discovery the wrong way, which you do not want. And I would say maybe if you want to, your first signal of hopium would be a break above this. Look at that, right in the same spot. So yeah, that's what I'd be looking for. MKR, this broke down from whatever we were looking at. See, guys, this is an idea that didn't happen. Would have never triggered a trade because it never closed above, right? Yeah, I mean, this is on a search for support now. A lot of breakdowns of support. I'll be looking here, 1775. What is this, gold? I don't know what MKR. I don't know about you, but you're priced like gold. Like gold pricing. You could still use this blue line, by the way, if it ever breaks through that over here or going up. But this is a support break. And you definitely have support here and maybe here. I'm not saying it can't. Listen, it can bounce right here, actually. So maybe it holds that. These are the two levels I'd be watching if it drops. Otherwise, you start looking down to this cluster, 1500s. I don't see any reason to jump in this, and even these little bounces are being sold into, so it's not ideal. Nexo. That's irrelevant. Guys, when you're charting, when you're drawing lines, just draw the line, and then if you don't like it, you get rid of it. It's fine. It's fine. This is flirting with still. Like, you did. It has not closed a candle below here. This is the bullish SFP. That's a good signal, but you want to see price bounce much harder. There's liquidity here. The first time it tested that support. This is Nexo Bitcoin, so it's 0.00003229. But if this breaks, you know, you're looking for that. And there's nothing down here until like this area, right? That'd be a pretty big drop. You want to see this definitely hold and head up to this level. If that flips, then you're looking here. Your local downtrend, if you're looking for that same kind of blue line I've been drawing everywhere, is probably like this. Okay. Let's alarm that too. I'm just setting alarms today. We're alarming everything. I am alarmed. QNT generally looks really bullish, right? This is on Coinbase, so actually this is only going back to July. I think we have should have a chart of it. Yeah, we're going to use this one for now. It doesn't have the full history, though. Same idea, although usually you draw the line from the high. So I would bid this area. I mean, this was a trade I had, by the way, at $196, breaking this range in the newsletter. So for MA traders, you're looking for the 50 MA right there. Otherwise, man, if you can get back in at 215 or a break of this line, same setup. Same setup, guys. They all are looking the same. Ren, whoa, Ren doing some things. Wonder if that has bearish divergence. Yo, yeah. Bear div, drop. Bear div, drop. So look for a hidden bull div there. Didn't get one there, and it still went up. Any of these. I don't love this. I don't love this because, listen, as much as that breakout looks good, you know, maybe you could consider that elbow. I don't love it, even though, I mean, I'm not saying it like it should continue up. It should. The target, by the way, is here, right? It broke out of this whole pattern, so it should eventually get up to here in Ren BTC. But I would try to bid down at this support. I would try to bid another bounce of this area, maybe a little higher, like a bid here, bid here, bid here, bid here. I would really not want to be involved if it comes back down here. Maybe you've already seen the results of that bear div to some degree, but hard to jump in here. I just want a bigger dip, or else the next trade, if you don't get the dip, is a break above the highs here. So be looking for this. Okay. Ren. Anybody watch the show Animal Kingdom? Show's crazy. There's a girl in there called Ren. Cool. Oh my God. Best show growing up. Yo, MTV Raps. Not even growing up, just best show. You just stopped it at best show. Just stop it at best show. Already did that. Just trying to go through hey, so you could do a stand-up comedy. I think that's what we're doing. I think it's just sit-down comedy. This dude thinks I'm hilarious. Victoria wants to drop it like it's hot. Andre says Head and Shoulders, but I don't even know what we're talking about anymore, so I don't know. All around the world is the same song, right? You use Shib for clicks. LOL, it's in the thumbnail, but you never talk about it. Is Shib in the thumbnail? I wouldn't even know. I didn't make the thumbnail. I'm going to go look and see if Shib is actually in the thumbnail. Because no, is it? Oh, there is Shib in the thumbnail. I'm going to have to talk to my team about that. Look, I'm going to type him right now. Do not put Shib in the thumbnail because people expect to see it. See, I just told him. We are live now. See, just told him. Didn't even know that was in there. Bro, I don't make my thumbnails. Think I make my thumbnail? I don't even cut my thumbnails. I got a guy for that. Comes over and he no, I don't really. I'm not a manicure guy. RSR, you kidding me? Didn't get up there. See, no trigger. No trigger, no trade. New trademark. I'm going to trademark that. No trigger, no trade. I'll tweet that later. Don't act like I didn't make it up myself. You're going to be like, oh, that's from a live stream. It's my live stream. Shut up. No trigger, no trade. Yeah, I mean, you got to think that this is support, and we're testing it. All right, look at that. Super clean. Again, there's your line. If this breaks, I hate to say it, but this is where you're looking, right? You're looking at this demand zone way down below. So you want to see this 0.02823 area, 28 cents-ish, hold. Break above this. I don't know. Nothing to see right now on any of these, but lots of hope. The Sol, as I said, like fake out. FTM did the same thing. I think we talked about this morning. You need to close up here, right? And even this morning, it was above there. It was above there. These are fake outs. You know, you end up being like, oh, I guess I was wrong, and going like this. And then you're like, oh, snap. For now, these are rejections. I'd be looking down at $110 if this gets rejected. Right down here. Super simple. SRM. Talk about a bearish SFP. We talked about this. This was another one that looked like it was going to go into price discovery and got rejected. That means there's a ton of liquidity here, right? Right above this high. Right above this high. You had the swing high, all-time high. Oh, that's a perfect place for someone to step in and sell and make a lot of money. Why? Because breakout traders longed it, right? That gives you liquidity to sell. And because anyone who was short stopped out above that line, and those become buy orders, which gives you more liquidity to sell. Tons of liquidity to sell. Look at all the volume up here that someone was able to sell into. But this also has a super cup and handly vibe, right? And that's the handle I'm talking about. That's the cup and handle I'm talking about, right? Cup. I was going to draw it. Cup. We were talking about this earlier. Handle. Right? So look for a break of the blue line. Ultimately, a break above 1298 would really be the signal I'd be looking for. I know nobody wants to buy higher, especially double higher. But if it breaks 1298 and closes a candle up there, this is going into price discovery super high. But a break of this blue line would be a really good signal. Tesla, not a shitcoin. This is, I had this trade in the newsletter, right? Here, it was here. I don't remember. Either way, it was a break of this line. and a clean break above. And well, here we go. But yeah, Tesla, very key level here at 780. See that swing high. So if this really can close here, it's consolidating there. This should be heading back up to $900. Really simple, right? Right there. This is what it's doing. If it closes below, you look for an entry down here around 700 bucks. You're bullish on Tesla, which I think generally you should be. You buy dips, and this is a clean break right now and retest of 780. I like that a lot. It's just right there, right there. It's good. If you drill in, you probably have a little bull flag right here. You do, right? So like if you're super like scalpy optionsy guy or whatever, you know, you draw like a thing like this and you trade it when it breaks that. Elon Musk is hilarious, dude. He's trolling Bezos with a silver medal. Send him a statue. Silver statue, says second place. I was raised to believe that second place was the first loser. I'm not just kidding. My parents were all about like, participate and try your hardest. And they're right. You should participate and try your hardest. But also win, loser. I'm going to get rid of a few. I'm going to clean this up a lot, actually. What are we on? Uni USDT. Well, that was the big move when China, you know, like everybody's like, oh, DEXs. Can't use centralized exchanges. Got to use DEXs. Huge spike in volume. Went from 17 bucks to 26 bucks. Big move. 50% jump in one candle. I would say that these DEXs should do very well, especially with the Chinese band. And once again, this is the trade you're looking for, right? You won't get that, of course. But maybe you get a reversion back to this kind of area. I don't know. Right there here. And you get an entry like off of this or something. And then ultimately, obviously. But I don't think it retraces this whole move unless Bitcoin really dumps. VET. I don't know if you know about VeChain. VET. It's a really cool project. They take care of injured animals. Care for animals. They're vets. Dad joke. It's not even funny. Same thing. Blue line. Blue line. Will they all get rejected and drop, or will they all go up? The reason we're seeing this blue line everywhere is because these are all USDT pairs. They're all going to share the blue line with Bitcoin. I would definitely jump in this down here if you get that test. It's key level. It's been tested a bunch of times. But ultimately, at this point, I think you want to like flip both of these. You know, maybe buy it here, heading up there. Super simple, but guys, there's just not that much to see here. I'm sorry. Sorry. Woo! This is a Ric Flair coin. Woo! It's called Woo. I don't know. Woo trade. Oh, this looks good. This looks good. Legitimately good. Right? Had this sort of pendant situation. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is how you get wrecked by another death cross, right? Death cross and pump. Big volume on the breakout on a huge candle, retest as support. There's two targets. First is this. $1.39. Next one. I mean, guy, I'm not trying to like be whatever because who knows, but technically by chart, you have this entire flagpole. So we pull that to the breakout. See, when it's logarithmic, it's based on percentages. So you don't get the same. If it was linear, your target would be much higher. Logarithmic percentage is what matters. That's the breakout. So yeah, their target's $2. It's at 70 cents right now. This looks great. Not a signal setup, but the setup broke out. That's a breakout. That's a breakout. 1, 2, 3. That's a really strong resistance, major volume. This is what you're looking for. All those blue lines we just talked about, this is what you want. That looks great. That looks really great. That looks terrific. Those are your targets. Hey. Can't believe this fool is analyzing alts. I want to say that in the Mr. T voice. I pity the fool. Look at all coins. Bro, I look at these coins. I'm looking at coins for my subscribers who requested them. Not an endorsement, right? So, yeah, I pity the fool. Look at all coins in the bear market. Yeah, agree with that. Just scrolling through your questions right here. If I keep buying all the vet dips, I'll end up owning it. Yeah, you'll be able to take care of a lot of sick horses. I mean, Woo missed. That was a missed opportunity spelling it W-O-O, and they could have gone W-U, right? Kathy Woods, ARK Invest, bought $42 million worth of Coinbase shares yesterday. That's cool. I bought like $42 worth of Coinbase shares yesterday. Sorry, I just love that poster, but I don't know what poster now. I'm looking. Oh, does the Saw on the Chain by Fleetwood Mac have anything to do with that? Can you see that? That's my knockoff on the Fleetwood Mac Rumors cover. Chain, keep us together. I bet I could find it. If you guys have never heard this, I happen to do that. I'm going to play something for you guys to send you off. Great. It's going to be great. The 2-chain milker. See if we can find it. Okay, hold up. It's running an ad. This is how we're gonna go out. Chrome tab. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear this? Can you hear this? It's an ad.
In person or online.
But look, I did a remix of that. Can you guys hear this? Can you hear it?
Two girls in my tail, it ain't anything you can tell me. So much swag, I can sell it. Roll up strong.
This is what I used to do. I used to take rock songs and flip them into rap.
If it say smell it, 10-2 necklace, Cartier's on, I can see you new. Cartier cologne, it be getting women naked, and I told her that I like her legs if they weren't separate. I came from section 8 to a spot with 8 sections. I done made a cake and I ain't even ate breakfast. House on the lake,
dude, yes.
in the driveway, trespass, you gon' duck in the driveway. Listen to it blow. Shark in the water and I smell blood. If you on my hotel floor, you gon' smell blood. This the life I chose. I got some bad habits. I ain't like texting again while in traffic. Know what I'm on, like a mobile phone. Treat the bed like a stage, the way that I found. Oh, she got a camera toe. Have her walking on the track until her ankle sore. If I don't feel good, money is the antidote. It is. See me smoking. Went out the cold. Yeah. 2 chains, I put 2 in them. Then I take a 1 liter, put a 2 in it. Tapping phone, so I talking cold. This shit jumping at the gym and I ain't talking pros. Polo on my drawers, Bentley in my driveway. I was in the trap when you was on my space. Money on my mind state, increase the crime rate. Pinky ring so big you can see it on a blind day. Car game, irate, we'll park outside. SSON, and that stand for Southside. Outside coolers, juice and the juices. 2 cups on me. Shout out to Houston, we got a problem, Houston. They take my style, they boost it. They lame and they hold no action.
All right, guys, that's enough. That's enough of that. Yeah, that's what I used to do. I used to do that. That's what I used to do. Used to make every hundreds of tracks like that. That one went super viral, had about 10 million listens on SoundCloud for all the haters. You didn't like it, 10 million people did. So anyways, guys, I got to go. I have a thing. Yeah, dude, it's a bunch of haters. It's what people do. They hate. Imagine caring. Guys, that was fun. I will be back tomorrow morning, 9:30. I have an appointment to get to. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Don't be a hater. Nobody likes a hater. You're just an unhappy person. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. Peace.
That's dope. That's dope.